Hi. See, you cannot be wiser than God that told you through the mouth of his Son Jesus Christ to lay up your treasures in heaven where thief nor moth nor any danger will befall them or meet them or destroy them. Okay? Now, what does that mean? Because the same God also made us understand that while the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest also remaineth. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't harvest or we shouldn't sow, we shouldn't work, we shouldn't hustle, we shouldn't invest. No. We have to do this while the earth remaineth. But let your treasure be laid in heaven. How do you do that? What is the most treasured aspect of your life, of your person? Is it not your heart? That is why we say give your life to Christ. But when you refuse to do this, you discover that at the end of the day, you are just living all for yourself. Forgetting the fact that all that you have labored for can just fizzle away within a twinkling of an eye. Lay up your treasure in heaven. While you are still living on this earth, let God be your master. Let him be your source. Let him be your guide. Whatever you have, let him be in control of it. Nobody keeps anything in the hands of God and have any reason to regret. But human beings, we don't want to do this. We just want to be on ourselves. I got this, I achieved this, I planned this, I got this. There was another rich man in the Bible, as we were told in that parable, said, I finished making my money, my barns are filled up, everything is filled up, my soul rejoices. Forgetting the fact that he could be called up at any point in time. But when you let God be the master of the game, even if anything happens to whatever you have here on earth, there is this storehouse. There is this assurance that he can never leave you to go empty. Have you ever heard of the word lost but not empty? You lost things, but you are not empty. Because we have the restorer of everything lost. Remember what he told us in the book of Joel? I will restore the years that the cankerworm, the palmer worm have eaten, the locust. But how will he restore this thing to you in times of loss when you have not laid up yourself to him? You have not allowed him to be the keeper of your treasure. Common to pay tithe is a problem. You go ahead and fight as many that are paying. You fight pastors. You don't even want to use ears or eyes to see any post made by a servant of God. They eat food. You said it's the offering money they're using to eat food. They do this, say this church money. What is your problem? Okay, you that did not give, are you richer? Lay up your treasure in heaven. Let your storehouse be in heaven. Let your goal be in heaven. Even as you're hustling on earth, you know that, yes, I'm also building for myself up in heaven. How do you do that? By letting God to be in full control of your life, your family, your business, everything. When he tells you to go, you go. If he tells you to take, you take. If he tells you to bring, you bring. I've never seen any businessman that is as good as God. No businessman will give you resources, give you life, give you the source of the wealth, give you the strength to do the job, give you profit, give you favor, give you customer, and ask you for just 10%. If it's you, will you agree? He gave you everything. He has everything. If the business he saw you through, he will still be the one to link customer, direct client to your side. He will still be the one to convince them to buy. He will still be the one to make gains out of that business. He is fully in charge whether you like it or not, and yet he's asking for just 10%. 10% that will not even come to him in physical. Just 10% so that there will be meat in his house. But you say no. Oh yeah, continue now. How far? But this video is not to make mockery of anyone or anybody, just to tell you that, see, as long as you keep on holding on to these things, holding this of the word like this, fully, completely, you're just suffering yourself. Hand it over to God. Say, God, I've discovered that I can't help myself. I've started to hand over everything to you. Come and control my life. If you do this, I tell you, even if there is loss, you will recover it. He said, cast your bread upon the water. After many days, you will get it back, double and double. Have you had the miracle of multiplication? There is no how you will lose one and get half back. He said, I will give you double for your struggle. That is how God does his things. And funny enough, he does this to even people that don't recognize him. Now, how much more you, he that gave his only begotten son to us, to die for us while we were yet sinners. Now, when you now decide to identify with him and accept him, how much more you? What is that he will not give to you? Even if there is loss, please stop giving yourself unnecessary stress. God didn't create us to be like that. I want to wish you happy weekend, happy Friday. As you go out to do your business, may the hand of the Lord be upon you in the mighty name of Jesus. Do have a nice day. Bye bye.